up tonight? Fucking bullshit!
Earth, fire, air, water. Only the Avatar can master all 4 elements and bring balance to the world.
Hello and welcome to the Legend of Korra, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Book 2, Spirits. Needless to say, we weren't looking forward to watching this entire season in one day. Okay, you were, but now that you're sitting next to me, you are a broken man.
I did not survive.
My spirit was
the
broken.
trip.
Yeah,
I did not survive.
What? Yeah, I know. Isaiah just whispered in my ear that we should probably introduce everyone. So, hi, my name is Jalen. I am the owner and founder of the Peanut Bubber channel, a very not successful channel on YouTube.
Not yet, anyway.
Alan, introduce yourself.
My name's Alan, and I am.
He is a business partner.
I am a business partner.
And
my name's Servando. I'm 5'4".
Okay. All right, you.
And Isaiah, and I eat all the food.
Yeah, he whispers in my ear, thinking the microphone won't pick it up.
And I'm Ian, the co-founder of the Peanut Bubber channel. Hooray!
You're the guy I picked as my business partner.
Hooray!
Okay, so when I suggested the Korrathon, there was a day that I was dreading. And Isaiah, I know you were dreading this day too.
I never thought I'd dread this day so much.
Ian never saw past book 1, or at least past the first. He
one.
didn't even finish book 1, so he wasn't dreading this day. But now he has come to dread this day. So we just finished Legend of Korra book 2, Spirits.
14 episodes.
14 episodes.
Sweet Lord.
We just shoved it all into our brain.
My time has. I can't never get that time back.
And okay, so let's start with the good. Let's go around with what we all thought was good about the season. Not to be a negative. I mean, we don't want to be negative Nancy's right off the bat.
Who uses that?
I do. I am a negative. I am the most positive Paul you will ever meet.
Shut up.
That was a totally legit laugh.
Coming from the guy that literally nitpicks everything about Dragon Ball Z, and at the end of every argument, he said, "Oh no, but I love Dragon Ball Z."
No, I don't say I love it. I say I like it.
There's a
Don't
difference.
twist my words.
There's a difference.
He's a pessimistic
Don't
Polly.
bend my
I'm a pessimistic Polly, I guess.
Take your bend.
All right, so I mean, we're getting off track. What did y'all like about book 2? I mean, if y'all can't think of anything, I guess I'll start.
Well, I mean, I think we can. In terms of episodes, I think we can automatically point out beginnings part 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And by far, this is kind of like what gave us our answer to, how did all this start, pretty much, the Avatar.
Well, actually, I think
bending.
it was a story that I didn't know I wanted to be told. Like, I never really put much thought into how did the Avatar kind of start. I mean, when it comes to these magical worlds, I just figure, like, stuff happens. And so to be given, like, to give, like, this mystical force an origin was really interesting. And then the art style for these 2 episodes were really beautiful. It was,
Thank you.
yeah.
Keeping in
you're
mind
welcome.
that, like, considering, like, the art changings, I think you mentioned that they had a different company to animate.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they pretty much pulled it off still. Like,
Yeah, they pulled like those 2 episodes look really nice. They were like it brought to mind Okami, the beginnings part 1 and part 2. The story was solid for those 2 episodes, and
Still, I think that was solid.
no, there's some other good stuff in the series.
It really
Let's
was
try
like-
not to. Yeah.
It really reminded me of like old Chinese scrolls and walls and wall
Yeah.
art and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's really where the story comes from.
Yeah,
Like,
e-
Chinese
like
restaurants.
even when they would even when you saw the elements being bent, like the fire coming out, it had this certain style to it. Same thing with the air. Whereas in the show, they try and portray like it more realistically. Here, it came out like in like almost blocks. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know exactly. I'm trying to think of the art style that kind of like.
Yeah, I forgot what it was called.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a lot different than the regular, but it looks like really nice. I mean, like one of the things that I liked was, well, because they're going back to Avatar 1.
Yeah.
The first like element that he gets is fire.
Mhm.
So when he ended up first like bending the fire, you can immediately tell like right off the bat that it's a different art style.
Yeah.
The fire just looks a lot.
Even when it first starts.
Yeah.
Just Juan, just looking at him, you could tell it was the animation was totally different.
Yeah, and like it's kind of like I guess what you guys ended up saying. Like it looks very much like Chinese scrolls.
Yeah.
Type of art design to it. So.
And then the writing for the 2 episodes was very brought to mind the movie Princess Mononoke.
Yeah.
It just kind of went back to its like basic storytelling.
It felt really Ghibli-esque.
It was like, here's a bad guy, give him point A to point B.
Yeah. And like here
and his journey.
And here's our hero's journey, told in 2 episodes, and it was really well done.
And by I think another unique thing, or at least not how I felt watching these episodes, is like, mind you, these were 2 episodes, and you know, the timing on this was actually perfect in my opinion.
Pacing.
I mean,
Yeah, the
it was
pacing was
just-
really good.
yeah, like it didn't feel like you were being told too much, but it didn't feel like you were being told too little either.
Yeah,
So
it,
it's
like I
just
said,
kinda-
yeah, it was the perfect amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we got the tidbits of how he became the person he was, and then his journey along the way and why he was so special.
I like the fact that they actually had the story like pretty much done when they were doing Avatar: The Last Airbender, but they just wanted to focus on Aang's journey for that.
Yeah.
And since we technically already got a complete journey for Korra in season 1, they were able to put it in here, and I think it was a very much needed thing to put in here.
Yeah, the way I saw it was like, oh shit, it's failing. Trump card, boom.
When that momentum was dying, Beginnings came along and just like injected almost like a new life.
Yeah, like they put it in the perfect spot too, so it can like revigorate.
It's right in the middle.
Yeah,
like we're
it's-
looking at the episode list. It's right in the middle.
It's
From
a
episode
it's
7 to
episode
8.
7 and 8, and then there's 14 episodes, so it's like basically right there in the middle.
Yeah.
I want to say I don't think they ended up having a break when the series originally aired. I don't think they had a break between Beginnings Part 1 and Beginnings Part 2.
No, there wasn't.
There wasn't, right?
I don't believe so.
It was like an hour special.
Yeah.
It was like an hour special, and that was like.
Yeah,
I
that's
remember-
really
In the Friday night death slot.
Yeah, I remember. I ended up like wanting. I really wanted to watch that.
Yeah.
But
the
then
episode was really hyped.
yeah. No, I mean like of course because
Deserved
it's
it.
kind of like I guess the whole origin story, and that's always interesting to see.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we've been going on about Beginnings for a while, and I think people understand it was
I mean,
good.
I feel like they also kind of kept the same comedic sense from the first series. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
still
the,
there.
the, the,
Yeah,
hu- like
yeah.
we're not just talking about Beginnings anymore. We're talking about the season in general. The humor really worked.
And
in this
by
season.
far, the reason I bring that up is because one of the character kind of came out and shined.
Yeah,
And
when
that was Varric.
Varric was Varric and Beginnings made the season worth it a bit.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like he was.
I feel like this season
was
is probably
very-
the funniest season.
He was a highlight for sure.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. This season's probably the funniest season, but this isn't a humor show.
But I mean, it's a kid show, but it's not
It
a
is a
funny
kid-
show.
yeah.
It's kind of like you have to balance those two things.
Balance.
So
Yeah.
we're talking about good, right?
We're talking about good.
Nuktuk.
Nuktuk.
Yeah.
Varric, Nuktuk.
No,
This-
joke.
this-
the,
this-
fake, the
this-
fake hands and pose.
They have the fake hands, the stupid obvious strings.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. Okay, I enjoyed the spirits. I enjoyed seeing. I
Yeah,
enjoyed seeing the spirit world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was really excited when they announced the theme to the part 2 or to book 2. I was like, yeah, spirits, finally get to see it because
Yeah.
it's talked about in like book 1, and then like it's really talked about in The Last Airbender, but you never really see it that much or as much as I wanted to see it.
Yeah, and
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
no, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I mean, I was just gonna add, like, I think they pretty much nailed, how they designed both the world and the spirits themselves.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
The world
They're
and the
all
spirits
unique,
themselves, like we're going with going with like the comparison to
Princess
Mononoke, it really felt Ghibli. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
spirit
yeah,
world and the
Japanese.
stiblets, it really felt Ghibli.
Like the plant spirits.
Especially the
they
plant
even came up
spirits.
in Mononoke.
they were
looked
the
a lot
little,
like
the little things.
Yeah.
I don't know if that came out well over the. La 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 la. Okay. I really enjoyed one of the episodes. I can't remember which one it was on here. I think it was A New Spiritual Age, where Korra is in the spirit world, and you really see all the insecurities of her character come to light. As minor spoiler alert, in the spirit world, she's reduced to like a child at one point, and that shows like how she kind of feels about herself at that point.
Yeah.
Like she's the Avatar, yet she's scared, she's afraid.
She's premature.
She's premature. Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was a really strong episode, especially considering it had a guest appearance by a fan favorite.
Grandmaster.
Yeah,
you'll find out.
Yeah, you'll find out. A fan favorite character from Last Airbender makes a comeback in that episode, and it was really it worked.
Yeah.
What I really liked about this season is that it really brought to light that the Avatar is not perfect. Like, at least the way I saw it, like all the past Avatars are like, oh, these awesome, super cool people, and then you really see that they're all insecure.
The first Avatar was a mess up.
Both a good and
Yeah.
bad aspect.
Yeah, we'll get
Points.
into that later.
And, like, I really liked seeing Tenten's brothers and sisters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, the bonding
I loved
between them,
I love
yes.
the bonding between them. I
Yeah.
think I mentioned
The ups and downs.
like I guess when we were actually watching it, that it was really cool to see Tenzin. He's going from like the first season. He's like
He's,
this
like, super
wise,
calm and
yeah.
everything.
He's this wise, grand.
Yeah,
heir.
and then we see he's not perfect.
Yeah, and you see he's not perfect, and he's got his own struggles that he ends up dealing with.
Yeah, and that was neat.
And as a result of the relationship, you kind of get to see, a little bit more history of like what Aang was actually like.
Yeah, going
Yeah.
to that, I enjoyed seeing that Aang, just because he was a good person, was not that great of a father. He obviously played favorites from the way it sounded.
Yeah, and I mean, it kind of
It's
makes
understandable.
sense when you look
It is
Understandable,
understandable.
but
That's why I
it's
like
still
it.
He has to save the
pretty
world,
bad.
you know? Like, he's responsible for the whole world. So.
He's responsible for an entire culture now.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Um,
rebirth of the culture.
one little thing that I enjoyed from this season 2, and y'all are gonna like not mock me, but kind of
Mocko you?
like agree, mocko me,
Makobi.
kind of agree with me. It removed a poisonous aspect.
Of what?
It sucked out a poisonous aspect, and I really don't want to go into it too much.
Oh.
Yeah, you'll find out if you listen to our previous review and you listen to me gripe and complain, and then you watch this next season, you're gonna see what I thought was poisonous that they removed. So, yeah, pro bending's gone.
Oh, okay. Pro bending.
Yeah, totally pro bending.
Well, it comes out. It makes it.
It makes
an
a small
appearance.
appearance, but
It
the
was
entire.
really cool.
So
The way
okay,
he
so
used it was really cool.
okay, so why couldn't they put the 2 pro bending episodes into this season? But whatever. Why does this season get 2 more episodes than season 1? Whatever. Shut up, Jalen.
One,
All right. Anyone? All right. You. Anyone else? Good. Anyone else have something good to say about
Yeah,
it?
I think Ian would
No,
have a lot to
I
say
was
about
like-
this
I was like-
next.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ian's gonna have
this
some.
next segment.
Ian's gonna have a lot to say about this next thing. And before we let him do that, I am going to say one last thing I thought was good, or at least started off good. I enjoyed, and I know this is gonna like contradict what I'm gonna say in the bad, but I enjoyed the villain's motive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed the villain's motive, his logic, his reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
But now, with that said, let's transition into the bad.
Oh yeah, and then just one last note: the music still remains.
The music,
just as good.
as always, remains good.
Music, art,
Animation took a dip from last season, but because of the change
We'll
of
get into that a
companies,
little
But I
bit more
mean, you
into
also
that.
can't. It's also kind of. It's a little bit hard to tell. Like initially, I don't think Alan or I really realized it until you guys ended up pointing it out.
Yeah,
Yeah, like just
I mean,
like
I
a
had,
mouse
one,
flap.
one of the reasons why I may not have realized it as well is because first, I was actually behind, so I had to catch up watching it on a couple
yeah,
yeah. So I had to catch up on it, and the
Nick.com.
quality wasn't on Nick.com. And yeah, like it just wasn't. I guess the quality wasn't as good, so that's why maybe I just didn't notice it.
yeah.
So
We also saw.
You know what? And I am on the same boat.
yeah. So it was yeah. That was. I guess maybe that might have been the reason why I hadn't noticed
You
it.
got another one for good?
Yeah. I also liked how we changed settings from Republic City to the South Pole.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
you saw different, like you changed settings. You saw more cultured people. You saw just different things. It was just different.
Or just
But-
a shift from how they were
feel
in
from
the
like
last
the
episode.
But-
steampunk stuff to like the tents.
Yeah, but like going from all that cool steampunk Victorian age Eastern look to look at all this snow. It's just that would probably go into bad for me.
Cool.
But,
family.
see, and like
Yeah.
I guess this might delve into the bad a little bit.
All right, let's
Well,
just
just
get
jump
started
into
on
the
the bad. Servando will take us
Um,
on that journey.
Okay, so starting off, like, I guess with the bad for
We're gonna make
probably
Ian
season
wait.
2.
Getting angsty.
I just felt like the season was just all over the place.
Yeah,
Like,
and it
in-
really
We all.
in a
I think
lot
that's
of-
one
in a
thing we
lot of
can all agree
aspects.
on.
Yeah, like, I had a lot of trouble following some of the storyline, like, throughout the season. Like, they ended up setting it up, like they're gonna end up doing this one thing with it, and then they go around and, like, turn around and
And they do that multiple times.
yeah, and they do that like
Yeah.
multiple times. And one thing we noticed was that from each episode they kind of have it. Each episode has like a different writer.
Yeah.
So
like it.
Whereas in season 1 it was mainly written by Michael and Brian. Yeah, Bryke as they call themselves. This one had like Tim Hendrick, Joshua, something, Hamilton. I'm just gonna say. And like you can tell that it was like constantly switching over writers a bit. You can pinpoint who was writing some of the good stuff, who was writing some of the more bad stuff, and so on and so forth.
yeah,
Yeah, just you got joking around, and you really couldn't tell what was going on for the most part, because like you'd have to think about it, like, oh, what's going on again?
Yeah, you'd have to
And I
constantly like, oh, okay, so that's why this is happening, or yeah, that's why this thing happened. Oh, we're back here. What was going on here? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
this.
well, I mean, I think it might be a candidate for the ugly, but I mean, I think it's just
little
it's just
bit
one of the issues that just kind of came up a lot. Where, like Servando said, it was just kind of all over the place, and we didn't get to kind of enjoy a lot of the plot because it just changes that quick on you. So it was just kind of
especially considering that we had. I'm not gonna go too deep into this. We had 3 villains.
Yeah, I didn't really like the villain either. Like the concept was cool, but the whole ancient evil thing is just super played out and kind of plain and boring, and there's really not a lot of.
I find Vatu okay. Like I hated Vatu a lot more when I first saw it, but going back to it, yeah, I mean he's an ancient evil. I mean sure he's nowhere near as like good of an ancient evil as like Aku from Samurai Jack, who I think is like the best
Yeah.
ancient evil you can ever have.
Yeah.
But
especially just his voice. And
Like,
actually
little
looking
laugh.
at it, he could be like some like
kinda-
Aku inspired.
he looked like him a
Yeah,
bit.
because like
But,
that's kind of
There's
how
probably
Aku-
some lore behind that where they're.
But he was not the
getting that
boring.
from.
Like okay, let's pin this out. We had one really cool villain. We had one okay villain, which was an ancient evil type. And then we had a really boring, piss poor villain in Unalak.
Unicock?
Yeah.
that's
No
it.
personality. He was trying to be Loki with like the whole brother thing, and like he had this holier than thou attitude that just. And he was also really. I don't know. I can't really put it to words. I just did not like.
He just
Unalak.
didn't seem as menacing.
He-
In a sense.
yeah, he-
even though he did have the power.
We went from Amon,
Exactly.
who was incredibly menacing and incredibly powerful, to Unalak, who, while he was powerful, was.
I mean, well, the reason I say that is like he was basically like he had god powers, and like yet you still didn't feel like you were at the edge of your seat. In
I
a
just
sense.
don't-
Yeah,
At least
he
for me
didn't.
it
He
was,
didn't.
yeah.
He didn't
didn't
demand your attention.
He wasn't really as intimidating. I think one of
Yeah,
the things,
definitely.
like one of the great things about Amon was the fact that
He was
would
so
say- yeah,
intimidating.
he would come in the room and then
he'd
he just
hear
kind of like he'd kind of like step out from the shadows and you'd slowly see like that mask reveal and it's like
Yeah,
Amon's here.
yeah. The second Amon showed up on screen, every time it never failed. When we were watching it, every time Amon showed up on screen, we were like, "Oh, it's Amon, it's Amon." Here, we were like, "Oh, it's Unalak."
Damn it.
Oh, yeah. We even uttered some damn
And,
it.
yeah, and then connecting to the whole being all over the place. Then all of a sudden, we just like, where the hell did he go? Like we
yeah.
Yeah, he vanished.
I mean, and that was one of the things that we were laughing about because
And I think Ian has to
Yeah,
say a lot
okay,
about
let's go
that.
to Ian. Let's go to Ian.
Yeah, the whole
Let's
season
just
itself,
flip it.
the whole season itself was messy. Like, I was expecting like Civil War, like from episode 1 all the way to the end.
Yeah, they set up this plot point.
And then somewhere around close to the middle, it
it's like
vanished out of
And mind
thin
you,
air,
none
like,
of us actually
nothing-
pointed. Ian was the
We
one
didn't
that-
notice. We didn't notice. We were
Nothing
enjoying.
existed.
We were enjoying the beginnings episodes, and
It was
then
only
at the very
it was
end.
only the beginnings parts 1 and 2 sucked me in so bad until it wasn't until after it ended that I realized that totally forgot about the Civil War. Like, where the hell did it go?
Yeah, it
nowhere
was
in
hilarious.
there.
I was sitting next to Ian, and like, I'm watching, I'm enjoying the episode, and then it ends. I'm like, yeah, that was a really good episode. And then I just see Ian kind of like go off to the side, put his head into his hand, rub his eyes a bit. And I was like, hey, you okay? And he mutters something. I'm like, excuse me, what'd you say? And I thought he didn't like the episode. And then, hey, Ian, what'd you say? And he was like, what happened to the fucking Civil War?
It completely vanished.
And we all just started dying because we all forgot about the Civil War.
Yeah.
It just wasn't that interesting to me.
Yeah, it
Could have been.
It could have been when they were setting it up at first. It was still drawing parallel. It was doing that thing that Korra likes to do, where it draws parallels to political ideals.
Yeah, and then they kind of just totally
And then they
stopped
dropped
at that.
it.
Yeah, they just dropped it.
I think Ancient Egypt is more interesting.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Yeah, no, and like my gripe with it is that Tenzin was really, really useless in this one. Like, he didn't do anything really. Like, a few things here and there, but I mean, he's kind of set up as a main character, I feel, or at least a major side character. But he didn't really do anything. Like his daughter, though.
No, hold on. Hold on.
Whoa,
Come
whoa.
on.
Hold
He
on.
has 2 daughters.
I appreciate Tenzin in this season a lot more than I appreciated Tenzin in season 1 because here he got a lot more character
No,
development.
yeah, definitely, but like
He was humanized
he
more.
didn't really
I guess.
contribute anything, is what I'm saying. Like, he did develop a lot, especially with the whole thing with the brothers and his dad.
Yeah, and that's
But
what he
you-
contributed. He contributed good character
Okay,
development
yeah.
to this. I mean, sure, he didn't like punch wind at
I
something.
wouldn't
thought
punch
it
away.
was pretty cheesy. Like later down the line, I guess the whole I guess in the spirit world, I thought that was really cheesy.
oh,
What?
oh,
yeah,
okay,
I
that
don't know if you guys
moment.
are, I don't know.
That one moment, yeah.
Yeah, that one moment, I was just kind of like, okay.
Yeah. You mean
I
the
mean-
true self?
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of character development, and I feel like I should be the one to address this because I didn't mind it as much, and then I rewatched it, and okay, so Jalen had a lot to say about this subject, and it pretty much has to do with
And I've
Korra.
been saving it. I've been
Okay.
saving it for my ugly.
Yeah, he's gonna save it for his ugly, but I feel
I
like
got some uglies.
I don't, actually, you know what? I'm gonna save it for the ugly. Just stay tuned. I will talk about that there, and I feel like I should address it because I had a completely different opinion watching it the first time, and then rewatching the series. Like, I have to agree on Jalen,
And it's funny.
and but we'll get to it.
Like,
Let
it's
me
funny.
stay
Like,
tuned.
no, it's weird. Like, I'm just going to add this. Before, you were super like, no, it's fine. And then
Okay,
I-
well, season,
no, hold on. Wait.
Season 2 as a whole, I meant.
Oh, okay.
I didn't mind
Okay.
it, but you know.
No, but
yeah.
I want to say how, like, right now, I almost want to say our opinions kind of switched.
Oh, okay. So you still found something.
Rewatching it, I came to an understanding, but do I accept that understanding? No. Therefore, it still goes into that. It still goes into the ugly.
Yeah.
But
Like, rewatching it was really tolerable, more tolerable than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
At least from my part,
Yeah.
I was dreading it, and I was like, this isn't terrible.
it's just
Nah,
really
it's not.
mediocre.
Yeah, it's acceptable. Like, you know, it's kind of like,
It's not
here
the
you go,
worst.
Nickelodeon.
It's
That's
not the
cool.
worst piece of garbage I've ever seen in my life. That goes to the Last Airbender movie.
Or
But that's the thing.
Perhaps.
I don't see it as a piece of garbage.
No,
as
it's
bad
not.
as
No, that's why I'm
cringe-
saying it's
yeah.
not the worst piece of garbage I've ever seen. I'm just saying it was okay.
Yeah, okay,
But
okay.
when you slap that okay into my face after something amazing, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
but
really
we
blue
can't
balls
always.
ish.
I mean, okay. I get that plot line is also like a big part of it, but I choose to see it like as by itself because I mean the reason I say that too is because you even yourself said that the creators kind of had in mind that they wanted to have a different villain for every or different kind of scenarios for every different season.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe they did. It wasn't kind of like a home run this second season, or not a home run, but like just. I don't know the analogy, but. You get what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
kind of wanted their own kind of story for each
They
season.
managed to hit the ball,
Exactly,
but they didn't hit it as far as they did last.
Yeah, exactly. So
bunted
maybe
the
yeah,
ball.
in a sense
They
that
And
was
I
a
wanted
they
them to
bunted
hit
the
the
ball.
ball.
that was a disappointment. But looking at it as by itself, it wasn't bad, and I didn't really mind it, and I still hold that same opinion.
If this
where-
was the only season,
yeah,
I would
I-
like it.
I probably wouldn't like it. I probably would say, yeah, that was yeah.
If this was okay,
Yeah, I mean that is not a bad thing.
So,
that,
like,
standalone. It's just like
Just to make my point, I still don't mind it, but I can actually see a lot more where Jalen was coming from. And like again, we'll stay tuned for the ugly.
We'll stay tuned
So
for
we
that.
can
Bad.
talk
I
about
want to
this.
toss this into the ring. Again, relationships. What is it with this show and bad relationships?
I feel so bad for Asami.
They're terrible.
I like
bad.
the
Top tier-
relationship.
top tier
Poor
waifu.
Asami. Poor
Top tier waifu.
Asami. You know,
Yeah, get
Mako.
Asami.
Mako, top tier douche.
Top tier.
Top tier
Yeah.
douche.
Top tier douche.
God tier, dude.
This
God tier douche.
this whole season just.
But I
has
think
me
okay, maybe we
super
might be
upset.
focusing.
But the thing is, he's not.
Well, I was gonna
he's
say-
not the only one at fault here. Which is
No,
where
what
the
I was gonna
ugly-
say is like maybe sometimes we're also focusing too much on the romance of Mako and because we can't ignore it because it does play like
because
the
it
romance
keeps
kind of plays
rearing its ugly head.
it gets in the way a lot. But as a character, you know, like, as in season 1, you know, the whole aspect of him always taking care of his little brother and like being from the slums and
Yeah, like
kinda,
his
and-
camaraderie.
like I like that aspect of
camaraderie
him,
aspect.
but I feel like the romance comes in the way of his character. Like his,
And you
It's-
know
it's
what?
ultimately
And,
his tracks.
and you know what? If they violently ripped off that leech, he would probably be a good character.
I
But
like
you know what?
if they delved into him a little more, I think I would really like him, and just. Do,
I don't think I'd love
like-
him. I don't think I'd like him.
No, I think I'd like
I'd
him.
probably
but
like him as
like
much
I
as
said,
Zuko.
I think we focus
I
too
wouldn't
much
like
on
him
the
as much as
romance because it does play like a big part and a rather annoying part, might I add. But like I think that kind of comes into like how we see Mako, and it sucks that it has to be that way. But I mean, it just turned out that way. But
Yeah,
like I
when
said,
you-
I don't.
When you think of,
I
Mako-
still admire his other characters.
It's like
aside from the romance.
like half a year ago. If you asked me, what do you think of Mako? I would have gotten really close to the microphone. And I would have gone, he is a no good motherfucker, piece of shit.
This is fucking bullshit.
This is fucking bullshit. Yeah, and and it's unfortunate that Mako brings to mind, you know, those really poisonous relationships.
like I feel like they're just there to create conflict.
Yeah, and like artificial conflict too.
Yeah, like it's not even that deep of stuff. Like it's really shallow. Their relationships are pretty shallow. That's how they started.
That is the most shallow relationship I have ever seen.
Yeah, like if you bring up
Korra
romance-
looks at him and you're like, "You're hot. I think we should be together forever." And like
And
Mako's like, "I know I'm hot. I'm a firebender."
And then poor Bolin has to be caught in the middle of it. Just
No,
like,
two people are caught in the middle of
well, I mean, Asami
of
at
this
the very
orgy
end there.
fest.
The princess in there.
Nah, okay. One relationship that I like was Bolin and Eska.
Oh, that's
That was pretty
I,
good.
I want to go. I want to
I
go
like
for
that.
good because
I like that.
I want
That
to
was-
mark that as
that was-
good.
that was me-
because
that-
of the comedic effect.
It was
Yeah.
funny, but
This whole season
It was
just the
like
funniest.
it was a very weird.
it's a
vibe
pretty
to it.
scary relationship.
Yeah,
if you
it's a
think
really
about it.
weird. It's got a really weird vibe, but then it adds to like the comedic aspect of
It's
it.
really like I love you, but if I leave you, I'm gonna die.
Yeah. Well, see, Eska's just she's just a crazy
Yeah,
bitch.
she's crazy.
Crazy bitch.
She cray
Crazy
cray.
bitch.
Yeah.
She's third best.
But I guess the reason
She's
why
third best
Who's
wife.
second?
I
Yeah.
didn't know.
Yeah.
Korra's
Mecha
mother?
tank.
Nah, Lin.
Lin.
Not Lin.
The cougar?
Lin's a-
We haven't met We haven't met her yet.
Yeah.
The second best.
My
yeah.
Wink, wink.
Oh, are you referencing third season?
I am referencing the third season, but let's not get into this. Anyone else have anything bad, Servando?
I mean,
I say-
I think
President Raiko?
I think just the main
President
issue.
Raiko was actually really
was understandable.
tolerable, understandable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's understandable, but I don't know. I just didn't like when he was on the screen.
Really.
His wife's a
Oh
whore.
I-
he's
oh
kind of
my
bland.
God.
I can
Yeah,
notice
like,
that.
he was really
like,
bland.
like
Yeah,
for
she
someone
did.
in
She
such
got flattered by
power,
the
for someone in
businessman.
such a high authority, he was really bland. Like, he was really like, this is my word, I'm gonna stick to it. Like, that's cool, but
I mean, I'm sorry, but have you ever
Kind of
spoken
bland.
to a president? I'd imagine they're very bland.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
know.
In all fairness, like Korra and stuff, like she wasn't an easy person to like to talk to either, and like
yeah.
I don't know, she was just very like thick-headed this season, and like that was like one of my main.
I'm still saving that
problems.
for
Yeah, I'm
the
saving
ugly.
that for ugly.
I guess
too.
I'm saving that for the uglies, but I mean, I might as well just like bring that out now too. It's like I guess some of the whole like character development for Korra was kind of like,
yeah.
yeah.
It's questionable.
And that's because I do like her at the end. I do like her at the end of the season, but that was a rough ride.
No equalists. Are we gonna talk about that? They just
they-
ignore
I
they
it.
thought that
They
was
ignore
obvious. They
the book
ignore
one.
book one's existence, and I was gonna put that into my
They
ugly.
say
also.
it once. They say Mon's name once at
Do
the
they?
very, very beginning.
They
I
do.
don't remember.
It's
And
in the very
mention
first
him.
episode.
And then there's that
they're like,
scene where
"Oh,
they're
hey,
like,
Mon."
yeah, there's that scene also where they're like, Korra, remember all the great things you've accomplished, and then it shows the BS way she beat him on, and I couldn't help but crack up when I first saw it, because like that's your accomplishment.
Kinda go, woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're just salty.
Korra for top tier Avatar, right there.
See,
Guys.
this season was just I don't know. I like
It
if it was the very first season that started the Legend of Korra off, I'm pretty sure.
Which
yeah,
is,
I can get behind
which
it.
is honestly, I'm gonna like jump ahead into my ugly if you all are done with your goods.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah,
guess we're already
definitely.
there.
Okay,
Alright.
ugly. This felt like a first season,
All my good
not a
stuff
second
is
season.
spoiler.
huh?
Yeah.
All my good stuff is spoiler, so don't talk
Okay.
about that.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll save that for the final video then,
Mhm.
the spoiler cast.
Okay.
Well, I think we're still kind of mentioning some stuff.
We're
that is
mentioning some
still-
stuff, but
It's
we're,
just
small
minor
stuff.
we're
spoilers.
being vague.
Yeah,
We're
we'll be
at least
vague
we're
about
trying to.
We're trying
But,
our hardest, guys,
yeah,
so
this-
please don't like get mad at us and throw
Don't
rocks.
lose your way.
Don't lose
And like-
your
and like-
way.
like
You
I
guys heard of
said,
Christmas break.
I'm actually one of the persons that genuinely, like I said, I don't mind this season at all. It's just there are a couple of points that I did see that I did not notice my first time, which I will talk about in a couple of seconds.
Yeah, just
maybe
let,
after
just
this.
let me
it's
just
time.
let me
Yeah,
finish
okay,
my
yeah,
just let me
yeah,
finish
go
my
here.
No, I
point
think
about
I pretty much said everything.
how I
Civil War.
I pretty much said everything.
how I hate the fact that this felt like a first season. It felt so much like a first season because
They
the
mentioned
character
nothing.
development was undone. It was undone from the first season. It was like we were back to square one for whatever reason. Like almost as if the last season never even happened for our lead protagonist, which leads into I think an ugly that's going to be on all of our lists. Korra is really unlikable
She's an
for the
angsty
first half of this season.
Dude, she kicks Mako's desk like a huge jerk.
What is it with you inside, Servando?
I'm just saying. Oh yeah, that was a huge ugly because it was like throughout the whole the first couple episodes it was all about why aren't you on my side? Damn it, Mako!
And it's like
Just
Jalen
super
pointed,
bitchy for no
like
reason.
Jalen pointed it out. Did you not learn anything from the first season? Like they kind of played.
No, because it
they
doesn't
kind of
exist,
mentioned
apparently.
it in a sense.
Yeah. They mentioned the stuff that goes on in the first season, which is why it makes it super jarring why she's acting the way she's acting.
Yeah.
Unless your explanation is the actual reason for it, but
Spoiler.
Oh, you're talking about
Yeah.
my freaking theory.
your theory as to why Korra is acting this
See,
way.
if you say it, then
Well,
you're
I'll
gonna-
mention it, but I don't know if I should.
Feminism.
No, don't say it.
No.
But one thing I do want to bring up that is an interesting thing to note: would we be reacting this way if it was Aang acting this way? If our lead character was male?
Yes.
Would
Yeah.
we,
I
I
probably
think
react
so.
a lot
Would-
worse
I
because
would
it
we
would
be
stray.
would
I would
we-
completely stray from like.
no,
pretty much
okay,
who
okay,
he
but
was.
pretend it's another show and pretend the main character is male.
Dude, I hate that mentality. Like whenever it comes down to like any kind of show, I guess I was really into Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And I think it was around like the third season that Walt starts getting like super selfish.
Yeah.
And he starts just thinking about himself, and he starts making all these really stupid decisions. And I actually dropped off from that show because I didn't want to see Walt just progressively become this huge douchebag.
I can't, exactly no, and I will agree with you on that. I have not finished seeing Breaking Bad because my Netflix ran out, unfortunately. I borrowed it from a friend.
Yeah.
But no, I will agree with you
Yeah.
that Walt really annoyed me at some points because of how like a douche he was to Jesse.
No, and
Pretty much.
I'm only just bringing this up because there's the defense going around that like people are only acting this way is because Korra's a woman.
Yeah, no. I know that's what you were getting at, but I don't think. I mean, I think I'd just be just as annoyed.
Yeah.
It's
Still a character
and
being
like
a
I
yeah,
bitch.
it's still just a character.
Yeah,
in a
and
sense.
which
Just
is
still being a bitch.
and like I said this in the last one, and I still stand by the statement that I like Korra better than Aang, and I like her as a character.
by the end of it.
But it was like watching the first half of the season too. I really had to like struggle to remember that because
The things change.
yeah, I had to yeah, things will change, but like I had to struggle to remember.
Time
I
about
do
3.
like Korra, and even though it was really tough seeing this, by the end of it, I do feel that she did learn her lessons, which good characters do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like just the backwards character development was kind of redeemed, I feel, by the end of it.
Yeah, but it still goes on my ugly because it was just so
Yeah.
annoying to a viewer to watch. It was so
Yeah.
annoying as a viewer to watch, especially with season 1.
Yeah, with the mask looming over your head.
And okay, so now I just want to add to it. Like, I know I mentioned earlier, it's like I didn't mind. Actually, I had never actually noticed this aspect of Korra, and then I was literally dying having to watch the season because she just kept like I
I
don't
was
want to say
dying
like
at the same time.
bitching.
What
She just kept bitching, and
what is it with you insides?
and it was just well, that's pretty much that should be like the caption for season 2. What is it with you
what is it
inside?
with you insides?
But yeah,
Legend
okay,
Korra
so
book
I didn't
2,
notice
sides.
it. I didn't notice it as much, and then yeah, like I can just say like there like a big part of Korra's character is just kind of gone, and
Yeah,
everything going back to like the whole ignoring season 1. I think that's kind of what makes it so confusing
Yeah,
in a sense. And there's just, I mean, right now I'm just restating it, but I mean, like I said, this is gonna be something that's gonna come up, and I don't know what you guys may think, but it was something we could all agree on.
Allow me to
She got really immature.
allow me to comfort you in saying that this is not an unpopular opinion.
Yeah. It's kind of funny.
Like
that-
Servando was in shock because he had only seen up to season 2 when I told him that I prefer Korra to Aang.
Yeah. See, I mean, and
That's
that's
change.
Yeah, I mean, like I
There will
really,
be balance.
I like them just the same.
I
That's just
really,
my-
really, I guess, just season 2 just wasn't my cup of tea. I guess I just
No.
really didn't.
I
like
don't,
it
I don't
whatsoever-
think it was a lot of
whatsoever.
our cup of tea.
Too much
I mean,
water.
even our poor cameraman
Too much water.
Too much water.
You know, I
7.1
can't,
out of
like
9.1.
dying.
we since we were watching these episodes today, I came here like, you know what, this might not be so bad.
The
And-
No, it
Fights.
was bad. Shut
Yeah.
up.
fights really
No, and it
downgraded.
was, and it was.
Yeah,
And-
the fights really got hit by the animation.
Yeah, they're really simplistic, and I'm gonna throw a rock at you. Oh, block. Oh, you are down.
And actually, that's
kill
why
you.
I'm actually surprised I didn't mention it in the first video, but in the first season, you actually get to see a lot of the fighting techniques. I mean, I don't know
Mhm.
if I'm noticing
like
them
the
correctly,
martial
but I
arts.
noticed like a lot of wushu, a lot of tricking, and all this kind of. Ah, my phone. Mom.
Yeah, like
I'll
you.
call you later.
I was gonna.
So-
Well, I was gonna say
professional.
yeah, like there's just a lot of. She's probably gonna kill me for that, but yeah, like there's like a lot of wushu, like all these type of martial arts that are like really noticeable, and it's just kind of like with the downgrade, it just kind of you don't notice it as much, I guess.
Yeah, and like the colors and the
was
animation
bland.
went down for me because like the colors, the way they popped and the shading and everything was just so beautiful in season 1.
Yeah.
Here it's all
And
flat.
it just
it's
like
flat.
like it's not like
It's not badly
incredibly
animated.
noticeable.
It's not. No,
It's
No,
not.
but
It's
it's like- it's
not.
flat.
It's not like jumping from like Korra to South Park noticeable. But I mean, it's there. It's there, and it's small, but it's
This isn't Family
notice
Guy
it.
levels of animation.
yeah. It's like taking away the part that you love of something. Because like I really love the music and I mean the art and animation, and they kind of just brought it down a little bit. And as a fan of art and animation, I was just kind of like hit by that. Like I noticed it right away. Just the mouth flaps, the
And-
frame rate drop.
And well, I think
Oh,
that was
yeah.
our stream.
Yeah.
I think that was our stream.
Okay, maybe.
Because we're watching this off of Amazon Prime. Just clarifying that. I have a theory regarding that because
drop?
no, well,
Oh.
the animation dip. Because see, book 3 and 4 are not lacking in goodly
no.
animated fights, and I'm getting ahead of myself with that. But the reason why I think this book kind of suffers from it is because if you look at beginnings part 1 and part 2, that's really nice animation.
Yeah,
that's a
like-
really nice style. And if when shows are made,
movements.
they're given a set budget, and so if they wanted to make beginnings part 1 and part 2 look the way they did, they would have had dedicated a good chunk of that budget to that, and then work with the remainder for the rest of the season. So I think that's what happened there.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense too. Because if you watch beginnings 1 and 2, just the choreography of the fights and like just the movements and
Yeah,
everything,
the movements,
everything in
the
it.
movements were really cool.
Makes the hardcore Last Airbender fans, there's a lot of cool like
Little winks and
little
nods.
winks on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely would. I would watch those 2 episodes again and again.
I would. I'm gonna own all the seasons on Blu-ray except for this one. If they release Beginnings Part 1 and Part 2 on Blu-ray, I'll buy them by themselves.
But
Can
why?
Okay, there's 14 discs in the box. I'm just gonna
You
buy
can't
7
just
and 8.
ignore season 2.
I can if I want.
You
I can if I want.
I saw it twice now. That's more than I've ever
Yeah,
planned
see.
to.
Yeah,
I,
I really
I
don't
just
want to
think
go
it's
back
really
to
funny because, like I said, a lot of our
I
friends.
still think it's necessary.
I've
for, like,
seen
for the
season.
whole
I've seen season 1 like 3 times.
This is my second time.
Season 2.
Second time seeing everything.
I'm more than sure season 2 like serves its purpose. It's just that again,
Oh, it
a
served
lot
its
of
purpose,
a lot
alright.
of things. A lot of things are just very poorly executed.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, like
Like I said,
And-
I just always thought it was funny because like a lot of our friends kind of just dropped off from the show after season 2.
After
yeah,
this
that's
season.
what I hear all the time. Like, hey, do you watch Korra? And everyone's just like, oh, I stopped watching after season 2. Like, I've only found one person that's like, yeah.
Well, I
I've
stopped.
seen the whole thing.
I was just really behind. That's why I didn't get to catch with season 3, which I'm
But,
really excited about.
I mean,
but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
If I can get ahead of myself, it really makes the future really makes this season kind of worth it.
Yeah, but we're judging this as
Yeah.
its own thing.
Yeah, exactly.
One thing I want to add to this, and I forgot.
Yeah, see, I had some ugly points a little while ago. Too.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now I remember what I was gonna say. Okay, so I told you all last time about how the development process of Korra went. They had a mini series in mind, and Nickelodeon told them, okay, make it 1 season. Okay, how big of a season? 12 episodes. Jeez. And then after that, like, okay, we're done. It's shipped out. Hey, good job. This is giving us some really good ratings. Make 3 more.
Like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, and like
What
if
fuck?
you look at the gap between book 1 and book 2, it was almost a good year and a half. A year to a year and a half. That's a long wait.
Yeah, that's kind of why
Because
people stopped watching.
it's what made a lot of people drop out. And they moved it to the Friday Night Death slot, which is another thing. We'll probably talk about this in the next season. But
Oh yeah.
I guess with going off of that, it makes sense why this season feels so rushed. Because they literally had to fart it out to please Nick.
Well, and I mean that could also explain the variety of writers, but I think Isaiah made a pretty good point in saying that it's kind of like that. I guess one game where you basically get a group of people and somebody says one word and you try to complete like a sentence. You get me?
Yeah, like nobody's on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, guys, we're going to do a Civil War. What? I thought we were doing Ancient Evil. Okay, hold on. I thought we were doing a political thriller.
Wait, but romance.
And then, like, there's that one guy who has, like, just a turkey sandwich on a page. And, like, there's mayonnaise spilled on the page. Like, wait, but I just finished writing my romance plot.
Yeah, and okay, for me, one of the things that I will
Totally
point
jumped.
out, final battle. That was a big one for me, and I will not spoil anything.
Final battles are really big for me.
But I will say, well, it's
thought
a
it was
big
okay.
thing. It's a big thing for me, but I don't want to spoil anything. But basically, watching that, the reason it was a big thing for me is because it kind of loses its essence in a sense that it doesn't feel like.
It's too much.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like an Avatar.
Avatar.
Part of the Avatar
Avatar
universe.
has, I mean, like, there are a lot of really cool things in
Yeah.
the Avatar universe. But the thing is, it always felt limited. And it was that limit that made those fights cool.
yeah,
here-
like there's only so much they can do no matter how strong they are.
Yeah, here, we kind of broke through that ceiling. And
Yeah, it was just really over the top.
It was, which is insane because it's too over the top, but at the same time, not over the top enough to be enjoyable.
Yeah, like it's not Gurren Lagann.
It's not
over the
Gurren
top.
Lagann, yeah.
Yeah, and it
They're
should
not
No,
trying
it's
to
nowhere
be.
near that.
They're not throwing galaxies at each other.
Yeah, or big bangs, and like it really felt like comic booky to me. Like, hey,
Yeah, and then like if you thought that the last season had a pretty big Deus Ex Machina, get ready for this one.
what makes her so special?
Can we talk about that?
You can talk about that.
You can talk about
You
it.
can
You
talk about
about
that,
that.
but
Yeah.
stray away from spoilers. I mean, like,
Legend of Jinora.
Oh my god. No, don't get me started because
No,
don't
do
know.
it.
Do
anyway.
it.
Nah, I'll save that for like spoilers and stuff.
No.
Okay, okay, you
Yeah.
know that's
Okay.
fair. That's
Okay,
fair. If
fine.
he wants to go all out on that topic,
Okay.
and I don't blame him.
It's just one of the things that I hate is
It's
just
okay,
that there's-
you can say
there are
it.
a lot of things that kind of go unexplained, like I guess within this season, and it's those little things that really piss me off
Midichlorians.
because
Midichlorians.
That's why, Rondo.
yeah, their midichlorian blood count was off the charts.
You don't forget that you need a human heart to
Oh
use a
my God.
lightsaber.
Yeah, so
What if you have 2 hearts?
You can use 2 of them.
so yeah, it's just there's just a lot of things that kind of like I guess went a little unexplained to me, and they really made me upset. And if you're one that like is really into I guess like the small details and stuff, I guess you might end up not liking that either.
Okay, so did we all get that out of our system?
I mean,
yeah, I think
something I want to add. I don't know if it's good, bad, or ugly, but how book 1 wrapped up really neatly.
It
Book
was
2
too
left a lot
neat.
of like.
Yeah, well, that's what he was kind of
Oh,
going
wait.
on.
Stuff
I have,
like
I've,
It's 'cause it
I've
felt
got
like it
another
was
thing
one-sided.
too that I want to I guess talk about. I hate the fact that everything just kind of like comes easy to Korra. You get me? Like I hate that. I really
Yeah.
hate that a whole lot. Like it's total BS.
Yeah, I mean, like
She's the Avatar, bro.
last season we had a pretty big Deus Ex Machina. In this season we have a really big Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah, like I mean, I get she's the Avatar and she has like
spiritual
the universe is,
Well, that's not to take away
The
anything
universe
from it,
is
'cause
balanced
she
in
still
her
suffers.
favor.
She
Yeah.
still suffers, but
doesn't
yeah,
have to
like,
work for it.
She suffers. And
then
stuff,
again,
but
they have to add something to that. Like, oh no, let's not make her suffer too much. Or
Yeah,
it's
well, like, see,
She
but
didn't
that's
have to
at
work
the end
for
of
it.
the day, the hero's always gonna win in these types of things. I think I've only seen a handful of things where it ends in favor of the villain.
and then you
Yeah.
get fans pissed off.
yeah,
Like because of that, they're like, "What is this?"
No, you don't
Well,
get
then that
fans pissed
sometimes
off.
turns into a
You
good
get the
thing, though.
general audience pissed off. They're
Yeah.
like, what do you mean Batman died? Or what do you mean you killed Superman? You can't do that. Undo this. We want things the way they always are.
Yeah.
we want the good to always win, and I think that's the thing because this is a kids show at the end of the day.
Ultimate,
Yeah, I just
no,
don't
don't say
like-
kid show.
I just-
Ultimately, this is done by Nickelodeon.
Okay,
I feel like
okay,
she
this
just
is a
doesn't-
Nickelodeon show.
I guess-
Ultimately, this is a Nickelodeon show.
That leaves a lot more leeway.
It's a kid
especially-
show.
Yeah.
It's
It's a kid
I'm
show.
sorry, but did he see the end of the last season? I would not show that to my kid.
I would.
But
it's on-
you
it's
know
on
you
the-
would.
It's on the
Okay, yeah, I
channel.
would.
You
I
would. You would show him Joker.
That's what the real
It's-
world is
You would
like.
make him read Death in the Family.
He'd stand
Death
over
of
them.
the family.
He'd-
I mean, this is what makes
Both.
it a surprising show
Both, yeah.
because it's
He'd stand over them
you
and
would
be like,
you would
"You'll love
label
it."
it. You would label it as a kid show, but I mean,
At
these,
first glance,
Yeah,
it's
you know,
definitely a kid
I
ultimately,
mean, there's
yeah,
just
it-
so many elements that would just make it good for anyone to watch.
Yeah, ultimately, yeah, it's a kid show. But just because you say it's a kid show doesn't mean like.
Well, I wasn't trying to offend you. I was
Oh.
just saying,
No, he's trying.
like that's just
Nah.
that's what it's labeled as.
Nah, you
You're
watch-
watching this kid show.
Like, I
all
mean,
right.
if I had my dad or like my mom, like, oh, what were you doing? Oh, we were reviewing a cartoon. Oh, a cartoon. Like, oh, you shouldn't be watching that. Those are like for little kids, and it's like,
yeah, then you show them
You have
the
no
show.
idea.
about
yeah, but
how-
no. But
You
that's the
have no
thing.
idea.
They would only see it as a cartoon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
but
that's
who
what
cares?
I'm trying to get at. Like, because it's like this, it's labeled
I mean,
as
that
it is.
Also,
But
like, but
I'm
they
telling you, like this, it's not that. It's
If
just
it was
there's
live
just so
action, they were
many.
probably taking it a
There's
different
so much to
way.
it that it's just kind of it's good
just
for anyone.
labeled that
Yeah,
way.
I
Yeah.
mean-
Yeah.
It's really wide grasping.
okay.
Like it covers a wide area.
All right, so
favorite characters.
favorite characters. Oh yeah, we didn't do that. Oh yeah, we didn't do two things. Okay, let's go around.
Well, the
Favorite
favorite
new
episode.
characters.
Favorite new characters.
Favorite new characters.
That's easy, right?
That is easy for all of us, I
No,
think.
but I want to like.
You want to be different?
You
You can be different, you Nancy.
I
I'm going with very.
I want to be the unique little snowflake this time.
You're gonna what? You're gonna say Ginger? Oh, Ginger.
Ginger is pretty
Oh,
ginger.
Ginger.
No, I
was
definitely have
gonna
to
say
go with
Juan.
Derek. Juan?
One. I was gonna say
Juan.
New
Juan.
introduced character or like?
Well,
Oh, yeah, that
technically
counts.
still-
That counts.
Okay,
That counts.
yeah. I really
I mean,
like
you
Juan.
they never really mentioned a lot of the past avatars other than like
Aang
Kyoshi
and
and
Kyoshi and Roku.
That's pretty much as
and
far
that
back
one
as we
waterbender
go.
that
Yeah,
came
that
out
one guy
episode.
whose wife lost her face.
Yeah.
yeah, like, that's
Your
pretty much it. But
face.
we get introduced like the one that started it all.
The one.
That
The
started
one.
it. The Juan.
He
The Juan.
was number one.
So for me, I
Save
guess
world long
I'd
time.
pick him.
So
as my favorite.
it's probably a tie between Varric and Juan for me because Varric is just so
Were you gonna say Juan instead of Eric?
yeah.
Okay, I thought we were all just gonna say Varric.
Well, yeah, because Varric.
Yeah,
I do
I
agree,
mean,
Varric, but I mean,
but Juan's
we
story-
can't ignore
Okay,
Juan.
so Varric, Juan for you, Alan, and
Juan for me.
Juan for you.
I want to say it's a tie, but I'd probably go with Juan just because I like.
Yeah,
his
okay, I know,
Yeah.
I understand. That's a completely good choice.
Same thing.
I like how like he starts off like really young, and then after he's in the wild for a while.
Yeah.
Servato's is Janora, by
And
the way.
his final scenes,
Yeah, what a good final scene
I
for
thought it-
Juan.
really
Yeah,
powerful.
I thought it was pretty cool that he got like the little goatee and stuff. That was
Yeah.
like
Yeah, that,
Everyone looks better
that,
with a
that
goatee.
Yeah.
really final scene
Not
kind of
everyone.
made me choke up a little bit just because of
Tenta
like
does.
what it
Yeah,
meant.
I like when like
Like, just
I
the-
was sitting back here in this corner, but like
Crying.
my eyes were getting kind of glossy a bit during beginnings because I just love those episodes so
you
much.
babby.
Oh yeah,
No,
I
I
a huge
wouldn't.
babby.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Babby.
The first time I watched it, I teared up like
Yeah.
towards the end.
So are we
It
all
was-
in
it
agreement
was-
that
Well, yeah, because
beginnings
you
1 and
see-
2
you
are
say
favorite
that-
episodes of
Yeah,
the season?
yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
hold
pretty-
on.
Pretty sure that's
Hold on.
that's,
Okay, so you, Ian, favorite character, new character.
probably Eska. It reminds me of a character that I saw like a long time ago, and it's pretty. And I
Way to
felt
be
pretty
specific.
nostalgic from it.
Wait, who is that? Like,
See,
I don't remember.
Eska's got.
What a
It's that
memorable
one character from that
Eska
past
has-
anime.
I will say
and-
that Eska has that
From
one
that one
line
show.
that I
oh,
love,
she's
Which
really
one?
Yandir,
which is the whole
like in
like,
anime trope.
there's
Yeah.
a great cast
Get
of
out of my
people.
home, you
Oh, yeah.
weeb.
Yeah.
Weeboo, weeboo, weeboo. All right, you, Servando, favorite character?
I'm trying.
New character?
I want to be a unique snowflake.
Okay,
too,
yeah, because
but,
it can't just be Varric and Juan, I guess.
Juan.
Juan.
But I mean, those were both like
They're really solid
Yeah,
characters.
they're solid characters, and they both like contributed a whole lot to the season. Unalog's a dick.
Uno cock.
Uno cock.
Unocock.
Unicock.
Oh, okay, because I was going to introduce a new segment, least favorite character.
Oh, we did. I think we
I
did
think
that
we
last
did.
time.
We did.
We did it.
No,
we
we
called
didn't.
Raglan Mako.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Mako was automatically the... it was kind of like figured.
It was
He's a
Oh
unanimous.
no!
He's a
Okay, you're
staple
gonna
of his
hate me for
favorite.
this.
I'm on.
No, Korra, dude. Like, I don't want to say it.
In this
And there was a redeemable factor, but
No, but like, what are you talking about? Last season or this season?
Oh,
Oh, yeah, man, I don't blame you for that.
Korra, yeah. Like, I feel like
Yeah,
they
we're kind of
just dropped.
stuck with her.
They just
for this
dropped.
season.
Yeah, they just dropped the ball.
Yeah, for
on
this
her.
season, we felt stuck with
Well,
it.
for favorite character, I would say Boomy because he was hilarious.
Okay.
Boomy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Boomy's hilarious. He's like,
really like that.
He has no powers, but I mean,
You'll
He
see what
does
he's
his
capable.
best.
You'll see what he's capable of.
Yeah.
Hey, I
Then
mean,
you get a
like, when he was
taste.
fighting that, when he had that one little fight scene, even though it was really against him, he saw some tricks. He saw
Yeah,
some tricks.
even General Iroh was like he's a rash man, but he's the bravest commander you'll ever meet, and you really see that about him.
When did they mention that? I remember that, but I can't.
Last
remember.
season.
It was last
yeah,
season, right?
Yeah, it's when he calls the
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
yeah, when,
That's
when they
he
call the
calls
United Army or whatever.
Oh, and it's 6 months after book 1, right? Like the
But we don't know how long that last part of book 1 lasted because they were able to build a giant Amon mask.
yeah.
In that time.
Yeah, no.
Anyways,
there's also no definite time frame for like this set of episodes either.
yeah.
Which
I mean,
is
well,
something
well,
that,
it's
It
from
was like-
it's from
it was
it's from
messy.
like the solstice. It's like a couple days before the winter solstice to like
okay, yeah, but we're
Just
getting,
wait to
we're
somewhere.
getting off a topic. Okay, you said your least favorite character was Korra. Servando?
Fuck Jinora.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Stay tuned for
Stay
that.
tuned
No,
for
no.
that. I'm gonna go Unalak.
Unocock.
I think what a lame villain to follow up Amon with.
just the lame villain in general. That's my least favorite character. Unalak really dampened it for me. Good thing Varric was there to save
Good
it.
thing Varric was there.
I really don't like Unalak. Really, really lame villain. Really shallow. I didn't really sympathize with him. Really,
No,
It was just-
yeah.
it was just really boring.
Like, you can sympathize with Amon. You can't sympathize with Unalak. You're
Like,
just like, what a big baby.
it makes sense what he wants, but we didn't really see why he wanted it.
Yeah, and even then, even though he did want this one thing, he was a big hypocrite
Yeah.
in terms of like, how he accomplished it.
And it was just really lame seeing him. I just hated seeing him.
Yeah. Ian, least favorite character? What was her brother?
It's a love-hate
That's his
relationship.
brother. That's his brother. It's
What
gonna
was
be
her,
Eska's brother.
what was her brother's name? Deska or
Deska, I think.
Desk.
Edna? No.
Desk.
Deska? Okay, so who was your least favorite character?
I'm probably have to go with Isaiah on this one too, because like it's not.
Unalaq?
Yeah, I found it like really. It didn't appeal to me as much as Amon did.
Yeah.
Because he took away your Civil War.
Yeah,
Took away my Civil War. That's what I wanted to see.
I like Civil War.
Civil Wars are good.
I wanted to see people fight each other, but no, we
It,
were
like,
transported to some time
that-
in the future.
It disappears.
Disappeared.
It disappears and okay, like I guess we have the episode listing there. It goes like episode 4, I think, is when it kind of like finishes off,
Yeah, that's when they set it up, and then immediately after.
and then immediately after it goes away, and then you don't see
We-
it
we
again.
see- we
you
see-
don't see
we
it
see
again
douchebag
till like
Mako.
Episode
episode. Yeah,
It was
right.
like episode 9.
Episode
It's like
9.
9 or 10. And
No,
it was
10.
yeah.
10.
it was-
No, because 9 was the guide. I think it was like episode 10 where
Yeah,
we
yeah.
touched on it, where like the spirits are attacking again, and
I can't even remember what Night of a Thousand Stars was. I'm looking at the episode.
I don't know what that is.
Doing our favorite and least favorite is going to be kind of tough for this. Oh, you know what? I think that would actually be really easy now.
Yeah.
That I look at this list. All right, so favorite episode.
I think we just talked about
We
it.
did.
We talked
Part
about
one
the
and
favorite
two.
one.
I know, but like least favorite. Just
Wait,
putting this
beginnings
out
part 1
there.
and 2,
Beginnings part 1 and 2. Favorite
unanimously.
episodes. Unanimously.
Yeah.
Least favorite episode for me was, by the looks of it on here,
Which one?
Peacekeepers.
What the hell is that about? What the hell is that about?
If I'm correct, that is the one where we got that line I'm always saying. What is it with you and slides?
Okay.
Yeah, okay, well then, because of the least favorite character, I'm going to agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I was really annoyed by that.
Yeah, I mean, a good case can be made that Korra was probably one of the weakest characters of the season.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, I can understand where she was coming from. I mean, like, angsty, like, not even angsty teen, but like teen who was locked away for her entire life. She finds out why. She finds out some other
Some
stuff
dark
about her,
secrets.
some dark secrets regarding her family, and that upsets her. Understandably, she's frustrated that her spiritual teacher can't really teach her about the spirits, and like I get that frustration, but it's just so annoying to watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
She's just kind of.
I understand. I do not sympathize.
Yeah, she just kind of throws the fits, and I guess it's that attitude
Oh.
that kind of like.
I understand, but I do not forgive.
Yeah. When you really think about it, it kind of makes sense because she was locked away in that compound for 16 years.
Yeah, and like
So she didn't really
she
develop any social skills.
Yeah.
Naga's her best friend. She
Her-
said
yeah.
it herself. I mean, it makes sense when you think about it. It just doesn't make it any better.
it's easy to forget that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if you do remember, like,
It's still annoying to watch.
Really
Yeah.
itchy.
Okay, so you all?
I just agreed with you.
No, yeah, I know. I'm looking at Servando.
I guess I'm trying to figure out which one.
One with
I just-
Janora.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
why don't we
the
just
one
put?
with Nora.
Why don't we just put that one for you?
I think
Oh,
the last
yeah.
episode
Lights
was
in the
just not your
sky.
favorite at all because of what happened.
The
It's
finale.
such bullshit.
So then
You're
you agree.
bullshit.
So then you agree that you didn't like it. If your reaction is that, then just put that as your
He hates
favorite.
it with
He's red.
He's crying.
He's
crying.
He's not crying. He's
The
just
last
red with
episode-
fury.
Ken level 2.
The last episode. The last episode was definitely my least favorite.
Okay.
I'll say that.
You. Ian?
What? The last episode?
Yeah, it's just the last episode of the season.
The one where they forget about the Civil War.
so
I don't know,
Those are
I don't know what to
episodes.
think because the second half totally like ruined it for me. Like, the hell is all this shit?
The first half was pretty good. It was okay. It was okay.
I honestly like
No,
the second half.
you can't. I wouldn't label first half, second
Yeah,
half.
I mean,
'cause they
same
all-
here.
Like I
They
said,
have
they
their
all
ups and
it's
downs.
holes there.
Yeah.
Not for me. I tell you what.
So you like Civil Wars Part 1,
Both parts.
but it's almost as if there was never a Part 2.
Yes.
Because, yeah, they just don't continue.
Like the Sting. Like for me, I get
I like
what
the
they're
Sting.
doing, but it kind of lost its appeal to me. After that, it's like completely different.
I like
Yeah.
the Sting because of its reveal.
Okay, so after that, you didn't like what happened
After the
episode
beginnings, I
6.
did not like whatever just happened.
Okay.
So all that is your
I
least
can't
favorite
get
episode.
my time back after that. I hate you.
You love me. Don't worry. I'll make it up to you next time.
Yeah, book 3.
But all right,
When
so
things change.
next time we're offering a pretty big change. that we hope will lead to some balance.
Which I'm totally pumped for because
you have not seen
Holy
it. You have not seen it, and you have not seen
Yeah,
it.
the
Seen
only
it.
2 people that have seen it here are just.
And it's
Jalen
not because I
Isaiah.
gave up on the series.
It's
Because,
so
like I
good.
said, I don't mind season 2. I actually liked it overall. But I mean, like I said, there are a lot of plot holes. But I'm so pumped for season 3.
I'm really
Because
excited
from what
too.
I'm hearing from
I'm
these guys-
excited to watch it again.
Yeah. So I mean, season 3. Stay tuned. Here we go.
I know, like early spoiler alert. I think Isaiah, you and I agree on this that season 3 we feel is the best season.
Yeah, hands down. And I feel like it really
Well-
redeems.
Yeah, well, yeah. There are aspects in that redeem season 2.
Yeah, like it makes it feel like you didn't waste that time. You just didn't really need to watch all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like honestly, you could only watch like
Like a handful.
counting beginnings part 1 and part 2. 5 episodes out
Yeah.
of this season.
Yeah, but book 3 will definitely be very exciting to rewatch.
Yep. All right. So, but let's go back to book 2 for a bit. I'm gonna give you 3 choices. Liked it, hated it, okay.
Serrano?
I'll give it a meh, which would be
A
okay.
meh?
Yeah, I guess it'd be okay. It's just. Or I don't know. I guess I feel a little.
You know, I'm gonna strike my whole like stupid liked it, hated it. How did you all feel about the season? I'm just gonna go with that.
Over.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you
All right.
know.
Yeah, let's take
The
turns.
way I feel about the way that I feel about the season.
Felt.
I'm
Felt.
sorry.
You think grammar's a fucking game?
You illiterate piece of. You're no good, motherfucker.
You are a.
You are
right
a
here.
mother.
Speak at the camera.
This season just.
Speak up.
I don't know. I guess I'm still trying to figure out my emotions right now.
It's
I'm
just-
trying to feel.
It's just I don't know.
I don't know, dude.
I can't decide.
Are you gonna go on a life journey now?
What is it with you inside?
Just quick answer. Like it's a summary. Let's.
I have a quick answer.
like just your
What-
feelings, just
Okay,
how you
look.
felt about it.
I just felt like the season was bullshit, and
There you go.
I didn't like it a whole lot. I thought it was sort of okay, but watching this for the second time, once we got to like episode 8 or 9, I was like, for the love of God, please like help
Save us.
Yeah, save us.
Save this is
Just help me. Like, just I wanted to get through it as fast as possible. So
Yeah.
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 We didn't take any breaks
I-
after
I-
beginnings.
I think we all feel the same way. Like we were all like slowly dying. In the second
Yeah,
half.
like. it
Okay,
was-
Alan. Your
Slowly?
Okay. Well, I'm still gonna keep to the rating system, and I'm in between okay and liked, but brutal honesty. As much as I was annoyed by a lot of the things about this season, I liked it overall.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have a big problem with it. Well, okay, like I said, there are a couple points that I did have a big problem with, but I think as a whole, you know, it wasn't as bad as maybe a lot of people make it to seem. But I mean, like I said, just be prepared for those annoyances. But I mean, if you look beyond it, there's just a lot of redeemable like content, I guess I
Makes
would
sense.
say.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's my final answer. So I liked it. I wouldn't say it's like the best season. Like you will have to endure some things. But like I
Endure.
said, final answer. Yeah, I liked
Endure.
it.
Okay. All right. So it's up. Now it's on me. If you asked me like right the day before, I would have firmly ranked it and hated it. But now watching it all in one go, my opinion on it is slightly less different. I'm a bit easier on it now. I'm gonna say it was okay. Definitely the roughest season, and not just Korra, but the entire Avatar series. It's the worst season of this show,
And the
but
worst
it's not
episodes.
the worst thing I've seen. It's
I'm-
I wouldn't necessarily. It's teetering on the edge of bad and okay.
I'm in like I'm right there with you on this. So
Yeah, it's like they're standing on the edge of the crater.
I thought you were singing Miley Cyrus.
No.
Oh no, what was it? Lady Gaga.
No.
I'm on the edge of
All right,
glory.
you Isaiah?
I don't know. I mean, I want to say it's okay, but I also want to say I hate it.
Yeah, that's how I felt too.
Like
yeah.
it's like
That's why I said teetering on the edge.
I'm about to hate it. Like if it was one more episode of that bullshit, I would have hated it.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit too long, but I can forgive that because of beginnings. It was really filler.
Why is this the longest season?
Yeah. Why is this the longest season? But I mean, beginnings really made those 2 extra episodes worth it for me.
Yeah.
But overall, I just can't forgive the backwards everything.
Never forget.
The shitty villain. Just everything was terrible. I mean, it does have redeemable aspects, but overall, I just didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy watching as much as I did the other seasons. And I honestly just forgot about this season until we started talking about it again.
Yeah.
Like, I'd bring it up every now and then, like, oh, this is terrible. But, like, if I want to talk about Avatar or just Avatar in general, I'll bring up another season.
If you talk about Avatar, you forget everything that happened in season 2.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, you remember
Ooh.
Yeah.
Avatar 1?
We're on like episode 10 or so.
I don't
of
think
this.
I'd ever forget one though.
No, one.
Nah,
Yeah, no, you wouldn't forget
Yeah,
1, but
you
you would
wouldn't-
forget
you
this
wouldn't
rest
forget.
of the season.
Yeah, I totally forgot that there were...
Is that what you say? It's not worth
I
getting
for- I
because then it
forgot-
just doesn't.
I forgot that there were 3 villains.
Yeah, I forgot.
Well, who's?
I think I know where you stand on this, but where do you feel like?
I don't know. It's
feelings?
just like I don't like it, but I hated the second half. It's like it's between okay and get that shit out of my face.
okay.
That's like on.
So you hate it. All right, so
If you average get
if
that
you
shit
average-
out of my face and okay, it'll be you fucking hate it.
I really tried to like it. I'll be honest. I tried to like it. I was like, "That's cool. Yeah, that's
yeah,
cool
I
too,"
wanted to
but
like it when I first saw it, but
at
then
the end of
I was
it, I
just
just
like,
felt so
I
I
didn't-
do not.
At the end
I
of it,
didn't
I
watch it.
just didn't feel like it was worth 14 episodes.
Yeah, I think we're 10 episodes in, and we're like, we were still talking.
We're
about,
dying.
We're still talking
We
about.
were still
season
talking
one.
about
Yeah,
season
we were
one.
still talking about season 1. Like
We're
Ian
talking
and I
about
were
chi blocking.
Ian and
Yeah.
I were still doing that stupid thing where we were chi blocking each other.
It hurt.
Okay, so yeah, if you unfortunately, Alan, if you average this out, all in all, it's
Oh, I don't mind. I don't
it's-
mind the average. Like I said, I was torn between like and okay.
Yeah,
But by brutal honesty, like just as an average, I just have to go with like. But I mean, you know, well, that's the whole point of these opinions. But if you want to average it out, I don't
yeah. I mean, like everyone's opinion is gonna be
Yeah.
different. Like there are probably some people out there who watched this season like thought there was nothing wrong with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is giving 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
5
so-
random.
Random opinions, but so all in all, it was okay, teetering on the edge of hated it.
I don't want to say that don't watch it because you kind of need to.
If you watch it, I'm pretty sure there are people out there who have made a list of like the episodes you need to watch.
I wouldn't say don't watch it. I mean,
No,
as
I'm
bad-
saying,
even
like,
if
don't
it's
skip
bad.
it.
Yeah, don't skip
don't
it.
skip it, but it doesn't really need to be invested in.
Just know that you might have to endorse.
Just
yourself.
just know it's rough.
yeah, like it gets better. It gets better by the
There
end of the
is
season.
light at the end of this tunnel.
Yeah, and things change and things get balanced.
and there will be balance. Yeah. So, all right, we'll see you all next time when we take a look at The Legend of Korra, Book 3, Change.
Get high.
I'm Alan.
And I'm Jalen,
I'm
and this is Shin Shinobi.
Get hyped.
See you next time, everyone. Let go of your earthly tethers.